Hi everyone, it's me, Tim. Today I want to talk about the Fallout 4 launch party. I had a lot of fun talking about the Fallout 3 press event and launch party, and I got invited to the Fallout 4 launch party, which was again up in LA. I got an email from Todd Howard while I was at Obsidian working on Tyranny, and he said he'd love to have me at the launch party, and this time I got a ticket with a +1. So I took Robert up with me. The party was on November 5th, 2015. So 5 days before Fallout 4 shipped. So that was really cool. Since it was starting fairly late and going very late, we just ended up getting a hotel up in Los Angeles that was fairly nearby. It was not quite close enough to walk, but neither of us wanted to deal with parking there, even though there was parking. It was far enough away that we just got an Uber, which dropped us off right there. Now, what's funny is it was so Los Angeles, our trip there. We got to our hotel and they were filming an episode of Criminal Minds in the lobby. When we arrived with our suitcases, we were in jeans and a t-shirt. They asked us to wait until they finished the scene, and then we went through the lobby and checked in and went up to our room. When we came down a couple hours later, we were dressed up really nice, dress shirt, dress pants, tie. The I think it was a production assistant. She motioned for us to stop, and then she said, "What are you guys doing?" And I said, "We're just leaving. We're literally walking out." She goes, "Hey, you can be in the background of the shot. When I gesture, just go ahead and walk out." And so we just stood there, and at one point she gave us a gesture, and we walked through the lobby and out the door. So I don't know what episode of Criminal Minds it is, but for you, you know, interested sleuths out there, we appear in a background shot in a hotel lobby. So we grabbed our Uber outside and went to the party. Again, in a very Los Angeles way, the Uber driver was an aspiring actor who had been in both Criminal Minds. So I told him about what was going on in the lobby, and Mad Men. So I told him, "Hey, I'm going to the Fallout 4 launch party now, and when I went to the Fallout 3 launch party a few years ago, it was on the set of Mad Men." And he was like, "Wow, that's amazing." And he had played Fallout. I mean, it was just, we haven't even gotten to the party yet, and it's already the most LA thing ever. Which, these things just kind of amuse me. I know people go, "Oh, California." I just think it's funny because so many people live and breathe television and movies there. So we got to the party, and again, we didn't have VIP access. We got a normal ticket. So we waited in a very, very, very long line. At first, I thought this party was bigger than the Fallout 3 one, but then I realized it was actually physically a little smaller. I think it had just as many people at it, but because there was only one entrance besides the VIP entrance, where Fallout 3's launch party had like 3 or 4 entrances, there was quite a bit of a line. And we waited in it. While we were waiting, I saw Aaron Blahart from the Conan talk show. He and Conan O'Brien, had done a playthrough of Fallout 4. And they were both wearing jumpsuits in the show. Aaron Blahart was in line about 10 people in front of me wearing a Vault jumpsuit. And in moments like this, I'm way too reserved to go up and say hi and introduce myself. But now I wish I had, because he seems like he's really funny and really knowledgeable about games. And I also kind of wanted to see that Vault suit up close, because it looked really good from, 20 or 30 feet away. But I wanted to see what it was like. We finally got in. They gave us a Vault Boy hand stamp on your on your hand, which I thought was funny and, very appropriate. Once again, I ran into the programmer Steve Meister, and he was there with his wife, Christine. Sorry. She's an artist at Bethesda. And there were some other devs there that I met. I apologize. I didn't write down in my notes who I met. I know I met some artists and I know I met some designers, but I don't remember who. And again, there was a VIP section that I could not get into. And a lot of the developers could go in there. I think all the developers could go in there. And a lot of them never came out. They did stayed up there. I guess, I don't know, maybe there were a lot of fanboys. I don't know. I thought it was fun walking around. There were some famous people there that I heard about but never saw. Um, Not as many actors this time. Uh, Baseball player Cal Ripken Jr. was there. Donald Trump's younger brother Robert was there. Didn't see these people. I was too busy wandering around the party. I wanted to see things that were there, and also it was Robert's first time at one of these. And I wanted him to see this stuff. They did have a Radiation King. It was totally different than the Radiation King at the Fallout 3 launch party. They also had this huge wall of donuts. Just amazing. I mean, tons of donuts, and they were big. And yes, I ate some, even though we were sitting there looking at it going, they're just exposed, and people could just walk up and grab them, and you're like, I wonder how many fingers have been on this donut. But I got one anyway and ate it, and it was good. It was good. It was apparently they're all super brightly colored. I can see the blue ones. I think the tan ones are yellow. No, I don't know. There was a really cool animatronic Mr. Handy that I got a video of. And there was a line of people waiting to get a Sugar Bombs box, which is what I have back in one of my cabinets here. And inside was a Fallout 4 t-shirt, which is what I've worn on in a previous video. It's the one that shows the Vault Boy and it says welcome home. So that was really cool. We stood in another line. There were a lot of lines for this one. I think I mentioned that in the Fallout 3 party, there were multiple entrances, so there were no lines to get in. There were tons of bars, so there were no lines at any of them. There were tons of places to get like nibbles and bites, and there was no lines at any of them. But this particular party, I remember waiting in line a lot. I waited in line to get in. I waited in line to get the Sugar Bombs box. Robert and I waited in line to get a postcard photo. We waited in line, I think, to get something to eat that wasn't a donut. I forget what it was. I did have a few drinks, and I did wait in line for 2 of them. I think I had 3 drinks. And let me just say, I had just turned 50. And let me tell you what happens when you turn 50. You have 2 or 3 drinks, and you get really sleepy. So I did not stay at this party very long. I asked Robert if he wanted to stay, and he was good. So we ended up leaving. We were probably there 2 hours, maybe 3. We ended up leaving early, which is early. I mean, I don't even think that the bands had come on. And I know because I have the image of the ticket, the bands were Calvin Harris, Block Party, and Walk the Moon. I don't think I saw any of them play. Maybe one of them, but we ended up leaving. It was very loud too. We went back to the hotel. They were still filming Criminal Minds. And let me tell you something. I didn't care. I just walked in, walked through the lobby, and went into the elevator. Maybe they were filming. Maybe they weren't. Maybe someone said something to me. Maybe they didn't. I was tired. I was tipsy, and I did not care. So again, you may see me in the background of whatever episode they were filming of Criminal Minds. So all in all, this was really cool. I think we got up the next morning and did some LA stuff. We looked at some sites. We went by the Los Angeles Town Hall, and we went to a really cool coffee house that had really cool chocolate bars, and I bought some of those for my chocolate blog. We wandered around a little just to, because usually when you go to LA, you go there with a purpose, and we had a morning there where we didn't really need to do anything, so we just kind of wandered around, and then we ended up driving home probably around 10 in the morning. So all in all, this was a very cool party, a very big party, a very Los Angeles party. And again, I really appreciated Todd Howard sending me an invite, because the Fallout 1 party was a lunch and day at Disneyland for the developers. I didn't get to go to the Fallout 2 party. I didn't get to go to the Fallout New Vegas party. And I found out that a lot of the developers at Obsidian didn't get to go to the Fallout New Vegas party. But I did go to the Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 parties. And they're cool. And I'm glad I got to experience them. It's an example of what really big companies, well-funded companies do that maybe I didn't see at some of the companies I was at. But it was also neat to just see so many people were so into Fallout. And that's what I think about when people ask me, what I think of the new Fallouts. The first thing I think of is, wow, I appreciate that they were done well, and there's a ton of people who love them, because my games like Arcanum are just sitting in a vault somewhere and probably will never see the light of day. And I'm super happy that Fallout just keeps getting new games made and people know what it is. So thanks, Todd, and thanks, Bethesda. And I hope you all liked seeing this glimpse into the Fallout 4 launch party.